show is concerned. Ready? Here's all.
Big singles, the first ball.
Holy shit. What period? Is it the second?
Oh my God, but they're not getting a big score at all here.
Huh. I didn't see that coming. Is Manning playing? You know if Manning's playing?
I'm not sure. I just pulled that up. And I waved that to him. Well, I'm going to go tell him before the game starts. Like I said, I'm hometown, that's great. Oh, that's other teams. I hate them. Yeah. Why would I?
I didn't see that.
Oh, I'll show you.
Okay.
I don't know.
I've never seen a speed
That's
skating.
when I give up. I'm not. Then I'll never come to that. I'm barely at this.
She's like, I won't.
Walking and go around in a circle.
Give me the other chance.
I don't know. Like, we were down there and then all these.
Oh, they're down there. Oh, there's
Here they go. Down back straight.
Second call for big singles. Big singles is the second call.
Strategy.
Well, that's what I said. We're also just like, this is when you is that what
Stretching out. Early.
Oh, it's gonna be stacked. So then, like, you don't. Yeah. But then you're like, oh my gosh, it's been
correct?
literally.
Well, you didn't say the last game, right?
LA.
The Sunday game. Well, that was well, they essentially, my friend
Position unchanged. Admirals working hard. Defense working, trying to catch it.
All right. Admirals control that face off, bringing in the defensive zone. Got the JT, but he's able to poke that aside. Peyton feeds that up to Harp. Tied up in the neutral zone there. Iron sends it in. And we got a interference call.
On to the straight. Here they come.
To the power play. Ben controls that puck off the face-off, cuts to the middle. He's cut to the net. Puck went wide. Ben finds it back there, comes near corner, sends it up to Peyton. Over to Irons, back to Peyton. Down to Hart. Back to Irons at the top. His shot was blocked in front of the net there. Irons was able to keep that in the zone. We regained possession there. Ben sends that up to Irons. Over to Koenig. Back to Irons. He's going to shoot. Stopped by the goalie.
Ready?
8 tables, this is your final call.
Let's go, Jay!
Admirals need to 6 plays off the line. Back stay tight. Penny hold on to the lead. Here they come, down the front straight. Let's cheer them on, everybody. Let them hear it.
Admirals come out of there with the puck. We got a hook. On Carson. Defensive zone face-off coming up.
And here they come. Admirals in the lead.
Reed winds up with the puck, drops it back behind the net. Ross is there. Sends it over to Mullenkamp.
Here comes Shield. With the finish.
Puck in the Admiral zone now. They've got possession. Send it all the way down towards JT. Keep that alive. Up into the Admirals bench. Neutral zone face-off coming up. Puck comes back to Gaka. Sends it in. Icing on the Admirals.
It was fun to watch because none of them really started. Obviously, it was advanced, but they were all cheering for
Admirals come off face off with it and skate it all the way in. Dropped it there. That shot's going to be gloved by JT. We'll get a defensive zone face off coming up.
Star final, race of the day, kick singles. 3 has that race. Awards for each group will be available in the lobby.
Puck comes all the way back to the Admiral zone. We are shorthanded, so there's no icing on that. Admirals send that in. JT plays that over towards Irons. He's able to poke it past the man. In the zone, though. The blue line. Smith able to keep that man off the puck. Comes out to the neutral zone. Admirals re-enter with it briefly. Ross sends that out. Sitting back in our end, but Smith is there to collect it. Tries to connect with Ross, got by him, and goes for icing. So we'll get a defensive zone face off coming up here. Brody sends that forward to Mannion, sent towards Schuma. Got by everybody though. Admirals wind up with it back in their own end. We got a roughing or something here on Moses.
Unofficially, Squad Lickman, 4 back. Here comes the ball. Let's secure home, folks.
I think we're going to get a 2 and 10 here. I think they're going to call boarding.
And that concludes the 7th Great Lakes Long Track Championship. Thank you all for joining us. We hope to see you in 2 weeks at the Short Track Championships right here at the Pennington National Ice Center.
Ben winds up with the puck off that face-off and sends it up into the protective netting, so we'll do it again. Once again, Ben comes out of there with it. He's going to skate it up, sends it forward to Peyton. He's coming in, got Ben with him. And he's stopped there by the goalie. Offensive zone face-off coming up. Then wins that back towards Austin, winds up with the Admirals though. Came to Austin, he's able to feed that forward. Brock comes in the zone with it now. Peels back, feeds it towards Ben, gets by him. We'll just peel back and kill some time here. Sends that forward to Peyton, he skates it in. He's gonna cut to the middle here. Had it knocked off his stick. Near corner where I can't see anything. Austin winds up with the puck, sent towards the net, hit a skate, and went sideways. Peyton winds up with the puck, cutting towards the net, had the goalie beat. Actually, I think he went off his pad. Stopped there by the goalie. Ben comes out of that scrum, feeds it to Austin. He's going to just send that in. Go off for a change. Admirals regroup. Chase back to collect that dump in. Feeds it over to Gross. Enters the zone, gets a shot off there, sticked aside by the goalie. Puck comes out of the zone, Chase back to get it on to Gross. He's going to send that in far corner. Gross up towards Koenig. He's able to get a stick on that. Comes through the neutral zone into the Admirals end, but they've got it. Kicked back in by Gross. Comes all the way out to Cade in our end. Gets it over to Gross. Up towards Noah. Went off his skate though. Couldn't handle the pass. Carson with it now. Back to Gross. Up to Noah. Gets to the middle. His shot. Not controlled by the goalie. He's got it back. Fed across to Castor. Couldn't get a hold of that puck. Here come the Admirals. Puck comes back to Cade off that face-off. He's able to send it out. Gets by a man. No icing there. Noah's going to be the first one to the puck. Castor with it now. Cuts to the middle. Fed across to Carson. His shot was blocked. Noah once again with it behind the net. Feeds it to Carson. His shot wide. Irons will get over here to keep it in. And Admirals are able to clear the zone there. Puck goes into their bench. Puck comes back to Gaka. Chipped up towards Drayden, couldn't get a handle on it. Hank with the puck sent up towards Ross, got by him. It's going to go for icing. Larson sends that forward, gets it back, feeds it to Hank. His shot turned aside by the goalie. Ross with it now. Got across towards Brody. Hank back to Brody. Down the far corner towards Drayden. Came out of the zone. We got to check up here. Offside, so we'll get a neutral zone face off here. Admirals will control it off that face-off and give it away here. Cade's got it in our end. Over to Chase. He's going to send that forward to Shuma. Sends that down in the corner. Mannion collects it behind the net, peels back, gives it back to Shuma. He sends it to the far corner. Koenig there knocks a man to the ice. Admirals wind up with the puck though. Scrum behind the Admirals net. I cannot see who's back there. Shuma and Koenig. Koenig comes out of there with it. Feeds it up towards Brock. He gets it across towards Irons. They're going to say he was offsides. Smith, sorry, not Brock. Neutral zone face-off coming up. Ben gets that back to Smith, sends it across towards Peyton. He enters the zone and sends it down low behind the net. He gets away from everybody. Harp collects it. It's tied up. Can't see who came out of there with it. Smith. Shot wide, far side. Peyton with the puck. Knocked to the ice. Puck is collected by the Admirals. They're going to send that for icing. Gross with it. Sit towards the net, off the Koenig stick up into the netting. They called charging them, the Admirals. We can give them a 2 and 10, I guess. So to the power play here. Puck comes back to Irons. His shot just over the net. Ben cuts to the net, feeds it over to Harp. Got it to Peyton. That was steered aside by the goalie. I'm not sure that came out. Doesn't matter what I think, though. Neutral zone face-off coming up. Iron sends that in deep. Goalie actually got a stick on that. Was able to tie it up. Kept in the zone by Irons. Peyton comes out of that scrum with it. Feeds it across to Ben. Goalie was able to knock that down. Couldn't control it. We've got the puck back. Irons had a shot block there, went off a skate. Comes it back to him. He feeds it towards Ben. Had to peel back to the corner there. Gets it over to Koenig. Back to Irons. He feeds it to Peyton. To Harp. Turned aside by the defender. Admirals get a clear. Irons back to retrieve it. We're going to get some changes here. Reed enters the zone with the puck. Put it across towards Peyton. He's able to keep that in. He's driving towards the net. Hands it off to Ratcliffe. Fed up to Gross. Carson shot off a post. Stays in the zone there. Peyton's got it. Ross now with it. His shot turned aside by the goalie. Follow-up shot off the crossbar. Peyton feeds that back towards Ross. To Castor. His shot was blocked in front there. Comes all the way back to our end. Ross back to retrieve it. Saved by JT there. Admirals will control it off that face-off. Shot was steered aside by Gaka, I believe. Comes back to Gaka. Hank with it now. Hank with the takeaway there. Admirals have it back though. Hank with another takeaway there. Cuts, makes the man miss. Shot turned aside by the goalie. Goes to the near corner off that face-off. Mannion comes out of there with it. Has it knocked off his stick. Irons collects it. It's able to send that up out of the zone. We're going to get an interference call maybe? I don't know. Yeah, interference on the Admirals. Peyton enters with it, feeds it across to Ben. He's going to score. Ben from Peyton, maybe from Irons. I missed it. Happened so fast. Gross with it off that face-off up towards Schuma. Got by everybody. He was tied up there. Wave off icing. Far corner now. We got Moses back in the game. He's on the ice. Brock feeds that to Mannion. He's going to get a shot off. Goes wide there. Might have been blocked. Didn't see it. Net comes off, so we get a stoppage here. Moses wins that back to Schuma, feeds it to Gross. Sitting towards the net, wide, near side. Brody pinches on the far side there. Got by him though, but stays in the zone. Puck comes out, Gross back to get it. Mannion now with it, enters the zone, hasn't knocked off his stick. Kept in there by Brody. Played with a high stick, I guess. So we're gonna come all the way back down. Reed wins that back to Gaka, sends it over near wall to Koenig, sent forward towards Noah. He was tied up. Koenig gets it back. Cade with it. Gaka with it now, sent forward. Admirals turn it back. To the second.
On the news. The kids after us got worse. So they were oh yeah. No. Yeah, they told her. And I got like the opposite. Yeah, they did. Papa was so smart.
Face-off one back to JT. Peyton enters the zone with it. He's got Ben and Austin with him. Puck went off of Austin, bounced wide. Head back to Harp from Ben. That shot was wide. Far side comes all the way out. Smith with it now, cutting through the neutral zone. Enters with it. Whiffed on the shot. Puck comes to Harp. Lost the handle back to Smith. Chipped down. Harp's going to collect it. Feeds it back to Smith. His shot hit a man wide to the corner. Mullenkamp now back with the puck. Forward to Peyton. He enters. Feeds it through the defense. Got past everyone though. Harp able to collect it behind the net. And puck goes out of play. Noah got a shot off there quickly. Pad saved by the goalie. Admirals collect and exit. They send that in. Mullenkamp back. Knocked off the puck. Sent forward by Irons. Ratcliffe with it. Chipped it forward. Got just past Koenig to the far corner. Noah peels back towards the corner. Cuts to the net. Centered that for, might have been Reed. Goalie with a save, and net was knocked off there, so we'll get a stoppage in the offensive zone face-off coming up. No, I guess we knocked it off, so we'll come out to the neutral zone. Ross sends that over to Cade. He's going to send that in. Ross comes out of there with it. Fed through the slot. Got past everybody, though. Admirals in her with it. Fall to the ice. Puck comes out. Here comes Ross. Got Hank coming with him. Fed across. Good stick by the defense, though. Larson with it now. Up towards Ellenberg. His shot wide, near side. Ross cuts to the middle, feeds it over to Cade. Shot sticked aside by the goalie. Puck comes back to the slot. Larson's shot was blocked there. Huge pile of people in front of the net. Larson back to retrieve it. Feeds forward to Ross. He's offsides. Icing. Admirals control it off that face-off. Lines up with Moses, though. He sends it over near wall to Carson, sent forward towards Koenig. Finally does enter the zone. We got Schuma here. Tried to center that for Carson. He was tied up, though. Moses in the far corner. Down low, Carson there, tied up, is able to feed that up towards Brock, got by Brock. It's going to go all the way back. So RN, he's back to get it. He's going to feed that forward towards Schuma. He enters with it. Sent towards the net off of Ben's stick up into the glass. Finally covered by the goalie there. Admirals lined up with the puck. Irons feeds that up towards Peyton. His pass hit something, was deflected. Harp's going to gain control here. Feeds it to Ben. To Harp. His shot is blockered aside by the goalie. loose behind the net. Harp comes out of there with it, cuts to the middle. Feeds it to Ben. He's going to find the back of the net.
Oh, no thanks.
Koenig winds up the puck off that face-off. Had it knocked off of it. Molenkamp is able to. Molenkamp caught an elbow to the chops there. Castor with it now, feeds it forward to Gross. He enters the zone, cuts to the middle. I think Noah got a stick on it there. Hit the post maybe. Scrum in the near corner. Kirby comes out of there with it, feeds it back towards Molenkamp. Back to Kirby, cuts to the middle. Gross with it now, across to Castor. This is near side off the cage. Gross gets that back to Castor. Towards Koenig, he couldn't handle that pass. Comes out. Gross is able to send that in. We check up. Admirals have it. Puck enters our zone. Mannion's able to force that out of the zone. Puck winds up with Castor here. Eventually covered by the goalie there. After that drive to the net. Offensive zone face-off coming your way. Mannion comes out of there with it. Couldn't get a shot off. And they wave off icing. Hank feeds that over towards Cade. Cade enters with it. Sent through the slot. Just ahead of Mannion. Hank lines up with it. Near corner off Cade's stick. Hank feeds that back to Gaka, bounced over his stick. Admirals have it now on their own end. Give it away. Here comes Carson. Got Larson with him. Driving to the net. Turned aside by the goalie. Larson comes out of there with it. Feeds it to Ellenberg. His shot is blocked. Hank with it now. Feeds it up to Irons. Gets by him. He's got to retreat. Sent in by Cade. Carson's the first one there. Comes out of there with a puck. Down low to Brown. Fed to Schuma. Back to Brown. Oh, Carson wound up with it. Goalie made a nice save there. Comes out of the zone. Irons has it. Schuma's going to send that in. Moses will be the first one there. His pass got by everybody, came out to Brought in the neutral zone. Schuma sends that in deep again. Brown wins that race. Harp with it now, feeds it across to Brought. Shot pass across to Brown. He was tangled up though. Park winds up with the puck behind the net. Had that pass intercepted there. Peyton with it now. Enters with speed. Peels back. Drop for Harp. Admirals defender was there. Sent back in our end. Smith back to retrieve it. Admirals defender fell to the ice there. Peyton finds the back of the net. And it's got our clock right. Sorry about that.
What'd you get? Coffee.
Oh, you got the Irish coffee.
Good choice.
The Irish coffee.
And looks like we'll get a Zam break.
Irish cream.
Probably would actually.
All right, we'll be back after we get this coffee.
I mean, he looks like a boy in the face, but pretty boy.
I know they were younger. Yes, when they were just that picture. Well, they went through phases of when they were younger. This, I think their photos were like really good. This face is yeah. I mean, and here they look very different.
Well, it's like, right, it's different. That's what, yes, you gotta just.
I know. But I was different. I was, yeah. Oh, this is, I was, are my two cousins.
Gosh, that's the worst coffee I think I've ever had.
Good job, man.
You're in charge.
It's 30 to 10. Did you ever see if Manning was in?
Yes, he was.
All right.
No, I don't know. I know they lost a couple players, so I know.
Oh, you're fine.
That's really cool. I think it's shocking not to dibble into that.
Camp back in our own end there. Admirals wind up with the puck, got a shot off there. I don't know if it was turned aside by JT or hit the side of the cage. Cade gets that over the far corner to Ben, forward to Peyton. He sends it across. Colton's offsides. Face-off comes back to our own in there. Cade sends it on to Mullenkamp. Still kind of loose in our own end here. Caster sends it forward. Just got past Noah. Admirals collect it. Coming back our way. Shot turned aside by JT. Cade's going to enter the zone with it. Off the goalie stick to the far corner there. Noah winds up with it. Net comes off. It was sent on net by Irons there. Admirals wind up with it down in our end, but forced out. Now Hank's able to send that in. Admirals collect it though. Hank sends that over here to Smith. His shot turned aside by the goalie. Puck comes up to Hank. The point sent towards the net. That's in. Might have gone off of Larson's stick. Puck comes back to Brought. Sends that forward off a stick. Carson's in to get it in the far corner. Tied up. And Admirals coming out of there with it, but we take it away. Mannion with it now, drops it for Gaka. Over to Brought. Played to the near corner by the Admirals. Moses with pressure there. Puck comes out to Mannion. Centering pass was off a stick. Admirals have it now coming our way. Sent in. Played to the corner by JT. Gaka with it now in the blind corner. Moses now coming through the neutral zone. Enters, gets it over to Mannion. He's driving. Mannion fed that over towards Carson. Passes behind him a little bit. Peyton comes out of there with it. Drives to the middle. That's in. I didn't see who it was off of. Looks like Gross will be the first through the line. Admirals are going to take a timeout here.
Okay. Thanks for the reminder.
Ben wins that back to Gross. It's up into the benches. So we're going to get a defensive zone face-off. Here comes Peyton. Leaves that for Colton in the far corner. Back to Peyton. Got by him. Admirals have it now. And we got a trip on the Admirals. To the power play. Puck comes back to Irons. Feeds over to Peyton. Shot blocked. Comes back to Irons. Over to Koenig. Feeds across ice to Peyton. Drop to Irons. Connected with Harp there. Harp feeds Peyton. His shot went high. Puck comes over here to Irons. To Koenig. Knocked down by the goalie there. Comes to the near corner. Comes to Irons. He gives it back to Koenig. Back to Irons now. Over to Peyton. To Harp. To Ben. To Peyton. Has a shot blocked, and that's going to get cleared. Back to JT. Leaves that for Irons. Come around behind the net. Gives it off to Mullenkamp. To Gross. Back to Mullenkamp. Ratcliffe centered to Castor. He was tied up. Couldn't get the shot off. Mullenkamp with it now, backhand just wide. Ratcliffe able to get possession. Ross feeds that over to Carson. Oh, trickled through the crease there. Admirals get a clear. Gross back to retrieve it. We are even. Gross is able to get that up to Carson. He gets around a man. It's cut to the net. I think he got poke checked by the goalie there. Sent all the way down. JT, he's just going to cover that. We'll get a defensive zone face off coming up here. Hank winds up with the puck, enters the zone, fed over to Larson, feeds that across to Ross, and that's in the back of the net. Puck comes back to Gaka, over to Ellenberg, into the zone off of Ross's stick. He's battles in the near corner. Hank comes out of there with it. Hank's going to drive the net. Shot is blocked there. It's going to come out of the zone. So we'll go to the third. I mean, that guy committed at least 2 penalties down here on Ross.
I know. There's mine would have been a small board. Definitely.
Yeah.
The trip was flagrant.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why you didn't see that. one. And him, I guess the short guy running the board. Like, get out. You got to get out of here. You
Yeah.
gotta get out. Just in the wrong spot.
Admirals came out of there with it. Ryan takes it away, though. He's going to enter the zone with it. Fed it to Brown there. I think his shot went wide. Not sure if it was off a stick. The Admirals finally gained possession there. Give it away, though. Smith intercepts that pass in the neutral zone. We got a check up there. He's going to just dump that in. Schuma now behind the net. Feeds it up near side to Smith. Back to Schuma. Had been cutting towards the net, but it was off a skate, that pass. Smith feeds that over to Irons. Able to get it down to Shuma. Now Harp with it behind the net. All the way across to Irons. Shot his glove there by the goalie. Offensive zone face-off coming up. Gaka feeds that back to Broad in the neutral zone. He's going to dump that in. Ben with pressure. Forces a turnover there. Puck comes to Peyton on the far wall. Cuts to the middle. Shot went wide off the side of the cage. Peyton regains possession. Ben with it now. Drives towards the net. Goalie got a stick on that. Admirals get a clear there. Brody back to get it. Over here to Gaka. In the zone off Ben's stick. Peyton's going to win the race there. Puck comes to Gaka. Admirals with it now behind their net with a giveaway. Brody's able to get that to Harp. He plays it down the far corner. Admirals forced it on around. Ben drops it in this near corner, I think to Peyton. Can't see shit in that corner. Gaka with it now. Over to Broad. His shot is up in the air. Off of his stick, I guess. Comes down in play. Peyton's got it. Ben. It's back to Peyton. Back to Ben. Peyton with it again. Makes a man miss. His shot is turned aside by the goalie. Got the blocker on that. Puck comes to Harp. I didn't see it. No, I mean, I saw him on the ice. I didn't see that, like. Yeah. Puck comes back to our end. Gaka's got it. Brought now. Up to Koenig. He sends it in. That's going to get on goalie there. They'll just cover it. Yes, it was a trip, and how dare he?
Yeah, it was very obvious. Like,
I mean, it was like.
Yeah.
Well, Peyton like flew in the air and landed on his stomach. Go back to that footage.
Admirals are able to force that out of the zone. Nice hit there by Ellenberg. Threw a booty into the Admirals player. He's going off slowly. Admirals send it in our end. Cade's back to get it. Gets it over here near wall to Koenig. Passer hands that off to Ratcliffe. Gets by his man. He's knocked to the ice but regains possession. Puck is forced out of the zone. Mullenkamp back to get it. Makes a man miss. He enters the zone. Hasn't knocked off the stick, but it goes to Pastor. His pass came out to Ellenberg in the neutral zone. He sent it back in. Admirals have it. Koenig with pressure forces a turnover. Ross had it momentarily. It's knocked off of his stick. And and Admirals cannot escape the zone. Hank with it now. His shot off crossbar. Sent back into our end. Gross back to get it. Gross feeds that over to Smith. In the zone, off of the stick. Larson came out of that scrum with it, feeds it across towards irons. The pass was intercepted. Admirals are coming our way. Owen with the puck feeds that up to Hank. To Ross. Nice pass off the wall there. Ross has it in this blind corner. Tried to feed that across to Hank. His pass was intercepted though. Admirals enter our zone and they're gonna call Hank for a slash, I believe. Admirals control that to face off. Shot blocked by Mannion there. Puck goes to Brown. He's able to get it clear. I think Mannion broke a stick there. He goes off, sent back in our end, gets by JT. Near corner, Austin's able to get a hold of it and gets it clear. Admirals enter here. Shima with a nice play there, knocks the man off the puck. Shima's able to enter the zone with it. Sent towards the net, just got past the goalie to the far wall, pulled back to the neutral zone. Cade's going to send that in. Admiral's able to enter the zone. Lost the handle though. Puck comes to Cade. He's able to clear it. Steal the puck away there and gets it clear. He's got a big crew here watching this weekend. Gross is able to take the puck away. Feeds it back to Smith. So we can get it back over to Gross. He's coming through the neutral zone. Send in far corner. Puck's going to wind up on Harp's stick. Centered it, but nobody was home. And Admirals are going to send that in for icing. Offensive zone face-off comes back to Gross. Feeds it over to Smith. Back to Gross. Shot is saved up into the netting. Off the goalie stick, so we'll get an offensive zone face-off coming up here. Ben here in the blind corner with it. In a battle. Puck comes out to the Admirals. Smith with it now, back in RN. He's off to Peyton. He makes a man miss. He's going to enter the zone. Drops it for Ben. Forced over into the far corner. Peyton with it now. Shot by Peyton there, turned aside by the goalie. Puck comes out of the zone. Harp winds up with it. He's going to enter. He's got Irons coming with him. He peels back towards the blue line. Brody's able to keep that in. Fed across towards Castor. Admirals won the race there, though. Puck comes to Irons. He's able to send that in. And Admirals coming our way. JT plays that behind the net there. Feeds it over to Molenkamp. He gets it up to Koenig. Sends it in. Rackler feeds it back to Gaka. Shot turned aside by the goalie. Admirals have it now. Castor in the far corner. Admirals with it now on their own end. Turned back by Ellenberg. Admirals regain possession though. Winds up in our zone. Cade forces man wide. Shot is turned aside by JT. Larson winds up with the puck, gets it forward to Ross. Feeds it to Ellenberg. Ellenberg gets it to Gross. He's driving towards the net. In the back of the net. Molenkamp. That's sent in. It's going to be icing. Larson wins that over to Ellenberg. Up to Ross. He's entering the zone. He's got Hank with him. Hank gets a shot on net there. Controlled by the goalie. Ross came out of there with it, fed across to Mullenkamp. Shot. Blocker to side by the goalie. Puck wound up with Brown in the neutral zone. He sends that in. Admirals are able to clear that. They're going to send it all the way for icing. Gaka with the shot there, gloved by the goalie. Admirals coming our way. Puck taken away by Brown. Feeds it to Schuma. He enters. Drops it from Mannion. Sends it back towards Gaka. Admirals wind up with it. Brody now on our end. Mannion. Fed forward to the neutral zone. Admirals got control though. Mannion regains it. Enters, gets a shot off. Blocker to side by the goalie. Ben with it now behind the net. Net's off. Peyton with it now towards the net. Pad save by the goalie. Puck comes out to the neutral zone. Admirals are able to send it in but lose possession. Here comes Peyton with it. Lost the handle. Ben got it. Puck goes through the crease there. The near corner. Ben driving to the net. That's in. Schuma winds up with the puck. We enter. Might have been offsides, but doesn't matter now. Puck winds up on JT's stick. He plays it to the far corner. Schuma battles, comes out of there with it, sends it near corner. Admirals first there, but they can't hang on to it. Brody's got it now. Puck winds up in the Admirals zone. Shuma wins the race there. Net's off again. Well, blow the whistle then. I mean, if it's gonna. That goal is waved off. Puck comes out. Gross has it in our end, feeds it up towards Brown. Across to Smith. It's gonna do it.
Are you guys going to walk home or drive? It's that close.
Play those cards.